I've always been an avid hunter. It's been my passion for a long time. After I got married, I started to go hunting less often, but I couldn't give it up completely. My wife had no problem with my hobby as long as it was kept in moderation. Our family was pretty happy up to a point. I'm not the type to lie on the couch and play video games endlessly. I never shirked my responsibilities around the house. I often cooked dinner. We spent most weekends together. But we were also okay with spending time apart. I could go to a bar with friends or go hunting. Marina used that time to hang out with her friends. But it seems I missed something that day when I went hunting. There was no sign of trouble. Everything was normal. My wife helped me pack. We talked and joked. I'm looking forward to your catch. Maybe you'll treat me to something delicious. You know, I don't settle for light fare, she said, adding half-jokingly, or we can go to a restaurant to compensate. I went hunting with two of my friends, Nick and Oleg. Nick brought a good buddy of his, Anthony. The weather was excellent. We planned to hunt for 3 days. We knew the places well, where to spend the night, who to stay with. We had tents with us. And so we sat around the campfire after dinner. We had a few drinks, and for some reason Anthony decided to open up. And he chose to confide in me. Why he made that choice is still a mystery to me. His story was as old as time. He and his wife had long since lost all connection, living like neighbors. Out of boredom, he decided to have an affair. They used to work together. They had to be discreet. But a few months ago, he was transferred to a branch of the company, and now they had no fear of being discovered. She was married, but it suited him. To be honest, I found it boring to listen to this self-taught Casanova. But my upbringing prevented me from simply dismissing him. And then Anthony began to describe his lover. Apparently my face showed pure sarcasm at that moment. Considering that Anthony wasn't exactly a genius, and wasn't particularly attractive either. Don't you believe me? My disbelief was clearly fueling him. At that moment, he started looking for his phone. I'll show you her photos now, and you'll see what a beauty she is. She even posed for me, he said. He took out his phone, flipped through it, and handed it to me. As I took it and looked at the screen, all my emotions came together in a huge knot. Anger, shock, surprise, hatred, and incomprehension. The images displayed were of Marina. My Marina in a semi-nude state. I stood there with the phone in my hands for a few seconds and couldn't hear what Anthony was saying. Then the phone flew into the fire. Anthony tried to lunge at me, screaming, but he was thrown back into the tent. I had no intention of fighting, but he was pretty aggressive. Well, that's understandable. His phone was definitely broken. Nick and Oleg separated us. When Anthony finally realized it was my wife, his anger seemed more stunned than anything else. How was I supposed to know it was your wife? He mumbled something, but it came out badly. I warned him not to come near me again if he didn't want to lose something besides his phone. When our friends found out what had happened, they took him away from me. I didn't sleep all night. I sat by the fire. In the morning we all went home. How could the hunting trip continue after that? And when I got home, Marina was very surprised. You're back so early? What happened? Nothing special happened. I just met your lover on the hunt, and he sang your praises. Are you joking? What kind of jokes are these? Unfortunately, I was as truthful as ever. She listened to me without saying a word. So what now? She finally asked. Nothing. It's over. We're getting a divorce. I don't need a woman like you. So you're just going to wipe out everything we had? You're ending our relationship just like that? Yes, you erased it yourself when you started an affair. She walked into another room and closed the door. Apparently, she thought I'd soften and come to reconcile. At that moment, I didn't want to see or hear her. After sitting in the room for a while, she came out. She must have realized that her resentment trick didn't work. "I'll give you a few days. Pack your things and get out of my apartment. And tomorrow I'll file for divorce." In response to my words, there was crying and wailing, but I didn't care anymore. We got divorced pretty quickly. My ex-wife went to live with her parents. Her father came to see me and asked why we got divorced. Marina had told him that I had found a mistress and kicked her out. He met me, and I told him everything. I don't know if he believed me. It doesn't really matter. He's a good person. My ex-wife lived with her parents for a while, and then moved to another city. As far as I know, she found a good job and lives without problems. I don't wish her any harm. I don't wish her anything at all. She's become an empty space for me.